Imagine a world where every species that ever existed could be brought back to life, where endangered animals, rare plants, and even human genes are stored safely, frozen in time, waiting for the future to need them. Sounds like science fiction, right? But what if I told you this isn't the future, it's happening right now, and it could be the only thing standing between survival and extinction? This is cryopreservation, and what's happening behind closed lab doors could quite literally save the planet. Before we get into the how and why of this incredible process, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now, because what you're about to learn could completely change the way you see life, death, and the future of our species. Also, I want to hear your thoughts, so stay tuned and let me know in the comments, if you could preserve just one species forever, what would it be and why? Now let's start from the beginning. Cryopreservation is not just freezing stuff. It's the science of preserving cells, tissues, and even entire organisms by cooling them to sub-zero temperatures, usually involving liquid nitrogen at 196 degrees Celsius. The goal is to stop all biological activity, completely halt time, for anything from sperm, eggs, and embryos to entire organs, plant seeds, and even DNA samples. Think of it as putting life on pause, but without damaging the body or the cells, so they can be brought back to life later, almost like pressing resume on a paused movie. This all began as a medical tool. Scientists originally developed it to help in fertility treatments, allowing embryos and eggs to be stored safely for later use. But over time, researchers saw a bigger picture. What if we could preserve endangered species? What if we could store plant seeds that might one day feed a starving planet? What if we could save entire ecosystems that are disappearing today due to climate change, war, or human destruction? That's exactly what's happening now in cryobanks across the globe. These are giant vaults, some buried in permafrost, some in labs under tight security, that house the genetic code of thousands of species. One of the most famous is the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, also known as the Doomsday Vault, located deep inside a mountain in Norway. It stores seeds from almost every country on Earth, ensuring that if disaster strikes, we still have the blueprint to regrow the planet's plant life. But cryopreservation doesn't stop at plants. Scientists are freezing eggs and sperm of endangered animals, tigers, rhinos, even coral, to ensure we can regenerate them later using cloning or assisted reproduction. This is crucial because some animals are going extinct faster than we can study them. And in some cases, frozen samples are all we have left of a species that no longer walks the earth. Even more mind-blowing, human DNA and tissues are also being preserved. Some people have chosen to cryogenically freeze their own bodies after death, hoping science will one day bring them back to life. While this is still extremely controversial and not scientifically proven to work, it's a bold reflection of how far the human imagination goes when paired with technology. But cryopreservation comes with challenges. Freezing living cells is one thing. Thawing them without damage is a whole different story. Ice crystals can shred cells, and not every type of tissue survives the process. That's why scientists use cryoprotectants, special chemicals that prevent ice formation. It's complex, delicate, and still evolving, but the progress made is already saving species, enabling medical miracles, and offering hope for future generations. So as we move deeper into an age of extinction, where climate change, habitat loss, and pollution threaten thousands of species each year, cryopreservation might be one of humanity's last great tools for survival. We may not be able to stop all extinctions, but we can create an archive of life, a biological time capsule, that could one day help restore what we've lost. Now tell me in the comments, do you think cryopreservation is humanity's safety net or just a science fantasy? Would you ever want to be preserved for the future yourself? Let's talk about it. I'm reading every reply. And don't forget, if this kind of content opens your mind or makes you think differently about the world, subscribe right now and share this video with someone who needs to know what's happening behind the scenes of our planet's survival plan.